Me podcast, yeah. Well, yeah. So You In Valhalla. I forgot that's the title.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for, allegedly.
I'm just mowing down the last of my steak, as we were discussing.
And I
It's
was
a
about to
reverse
tell you how
seared
proud I
meal
was.
prep.
I was just about to tell you how proud I was of you for going. How many days is that? 5 days? 6 days? Do meal prep?
Going what? 5 days? Oh,
Meal
I was
prepping.
I was meal prep 5 days out.
Oh, seriously. So
Yeah.
then do you just start over? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like tomorrow you make more?
Well, Sunday I'll
You
make
give up
more.
on the weekends? What do you
I
do
do
tomorrow?
nothing on the weekends.
Well,
I don't have it
work
planned
your house.
on Saturdays. I do typically try to treat myself with some of the food choices. So, like,
Mhm.
I love having bacon on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah, nice. Do you do anything special with it?
In what way?
Well, bacon is like a piece of canvas.
Oh,
Blank piece
you're
of
asking,
canvas.
do I do anything special with the bacon? Okay.
Yeah, or to the bacon.
No, not really. I just want it by itself for the most part. So I just make it cook evenly.
You
You've been
I put
using the
like
oven.
honey chili flakes on it.
Dude, I find that every time I mess with it, it's not as good. I just like bacon cooked well.
But do you like it? You've had sweet bacon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But do you like it?
Yeah, it's good. I still prefer it not as sweet.
Can I bring you a couple pieces of sweet bacon?
Some candied bacon.
Some candied bacon, yeah.
Of course, yeah. Just make sure it's like aged as well.
No, yeah, for sure. Dry aged.
Dry aged.
Nothing short of the best for you, Mitch. Uh-oh. That sounds fun. Anyway, so what you want to talk about, Mitch?
Well, I was thinking we might hit up the equipment list that was released for the CrossFit Open.
Oh, that's exciting.
So I'm trying to pull that up, and then I'll share the screen when I get it.
You know what I do appreciate? Can you multitask?
Not really, but yeah.
I appreciate the sandbags that we got. That was a fun workout yesterday.
Yeah, I think I've been wanting sandbags for a long time, and I don't think those scratch the itch fully, but they're a great start. So I'm pretty pumped about that, actually.
Yeah. Where'd you find them?
The guy from Clarity Fit was selling
nice.
a bunch of stuff, and all those sandbags for like $225, so I couldn't really.
Couldn't pass that up. Yeah, nice. And you're ready just in case there's a flood.
Looks like it's this one. Share. You can see my screen now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so here's the equipment list.
Okay. All right, let me take a chance here to look at it. We got some.
This is nice. I haven't seen the image one. This is kind of cool. I like the.
Yeah.
It's a little easier than reading it. That's how I originally did it. So the verbiage says, below is a non-specific / non-exhaustive list of equipment. It's kind of like saying like there could be more. List of equipment you should have access to if you plan on competing in the Open and any online events during the 2023 season, which is a little bit deceiving. And I think they did that on purpose so that you couldn't accurately predict what was really coming.
Yeah.
So like where it was kind of like, okay, well, like this last workout's going to contain these two implements because they haven't included yet.
Yeah.
In the first two workouts.
Yeah, keep you on your toes.
So this way it kind of keeps people guessing. Yeah. Yeah, it could include no kettlebells for the Open. So it'll
do that.
I don't feel like it gives away as much.
I don't remember one with kettlebells.
Ever since kettlebells? No, they've never had kettlebells in the Open.
Yeah.
I don't believe. I believe this would be a first if they did that. Part of me always thinks when they add new equipment like that and it's never been used, they either are pretty dang certain everybody's got it, or they're going to up the ante with it, and most people have it. Which kettlebells, I think there's still potential that there are going to be some kettlebells.
Yeah.
But if we scroll down with specifications like dumbbells, 20 to 70 pounds, I don't think the Open's going to contain a 70-pound dumbbell.
Yeah.
And I'm gambling because we don't have one. So
yeah, The other thing too is, do they have a link on here for you can purchase this equipment now? Anything
No, I
that's
don't think
missing?
so because they
Oh,
don't sell equipment.
that would be
They're partnered with
cheeky.
Rogue, so they could see them
Yeah,
like trying to do that. But
yeah. Dang, 70-pound dumbbell. That'd be dumb, in
it's
my
not that bad.
personal opinion.
I
Yeah, I
use the
guess maybe
65 a
something
lot.
like
It's
that.
not too terrible as long as you're not
All
doing
right.
the same amount of reps as you do with the 50.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, Kind of off the wall, but I want to bring it up to you before I forget about it. We should do some sort of competition on the assault bikes where you put the foam roller in between the two bikes. Have you seen that?
Yeah, we did it like a week or two ago.
Seriously?
At the 9:30 class. It was a new couple. They wanted to do something for Instagram, so I had them do that. And then
Oh,
me
was
and
it fun
Kyle
though?
went against each other a little bit, but I was like smoked, and I was like, I'm doing 20 seconds and I'm stopping.
So did he win?
I mean, yeah, if you go past 20 seconds for sure. Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
actually really hard to win on that. So one of the tricks, so if anybody out there listening is really trying to win the assault bike foam roller competition, one of the tricks is you kind of let the foam roller get close to your thing and then you dial up your intensity a lot.
Okay.
And it gains a ton of momentum as it powers through to the other side. That's kind of the idea. The other thing that happens is if you're equally matched, you're just going to, who can last the longest with the highest power output.
Going back and
This is
forth.
actually really hard. It's really hard.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw one
it
video
stayed
of
right
one
in the
guy
center
went
with me and
to
Kyle.
until you quit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, that's good Instagram stuff for you. Did anybody record it for you?
No, I don't think so. No.
Nah, dang. I'd love to see that.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
No, I would gladly not push myself that hard on an assault bike.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was suggesting we do it, but it'd be a day I don't show up.
We should totally do this.
Yeah.
It's like such a common thing.
Man, I'm so bad at it, but I need to get back and like do it more. You know, I'm so bad at something.
When we do we do those Saturday workouts on location, right? We go meet somewhere. Everybody in the gym's talking about how they can't wait for it. And that they can't, when are we doing this, right? And then nobody shows up for it.
No,
it's kind of like
that. Hey, you had a pretty good turnout a couple of those times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You don't have it every Saturday. The turnout's a little better.
Yeah. A special, like a treat type thing.
Yeah.
What are you looking at? Bumper plates?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. Just fidgeting, I guess.
Yeah.
So here's like the list as it explains it, so that you get kind of like the idea of the measurements and stuff. And again, the only thing that really stood out to me was up to 70 pounds. But again, I think that's going to be for some online qualifiers, not for the open.
Wait, when do they do those?
The online qualifiers? It could be like the teenage division or the masters division after the open, yes. And it could be, I don't know what other, that it's so vague. It could be anything that they do. If they want to throw in a new one, I don't know if they have that or not.
You know what we should do? We should try and guess the first workout at some point.
Oh, man, I don't want to embarrass people with how right I'm going to be, but...
We used to do that, right? When we do our competitions, we try and guess and see how close we could get.
Yeah. We usually do that in our open for the intramural open. So the teams
are you ready to talk about who the teams are?
We don't have any separation yet. I mean, we have the captains.
Who are the captains?
Kyle is one captain and Cassie is the other.
Oh, okay. So that's why the email that came out. So they're the two captains.
Yes. Yeah, it's who influenced you the most, which is a trick. But basically, whoever wins between the two of them on recruiting side, as far as answering that question goes, that team will start with a little bit more points.
Ooh, all right.
And I think what we'll do is we'll do the draft. Still trying to work out when that's going to happen because we can't really do that on Super Bowl Sunday. For some reason, I don't know. Sounds like something else might be going on that day.
Nothing of importance if Kansas City loses on Sunday.
Yeah, sports ball stuff.
Yeah.
Are the Mavericks still in it, or
recently eliminated? That dynasty has come to an end.
Yeah, so we'll figure out the kinks on that, and then after the draft, it'll turn into a recruit fest. So the teams can then recruit onto their team, even if it unweighs the team. I think that's the idea, anyway, right now.
Wait, so what do you mean unweighs the team?
So when we do the draft, we try to keep it even, so you have the same amount of females, same amount of males, same age ranges, perhaps, things like that, and then after the draft, the team can now start recruiting freely. So just get everybody else as free agents at that point.
So they get like
so they can get recruiting
7 picks or something like that, and then go hard on who.
Well, the draft will exhaust everybody who's already signed up.
Oh, okay.
And then it'll just be like last minute signups kind of thing, trying to recruit the last minute signups onto a team.
Yeah, I've heard rumblings around the gym of people that are like hesitant to work out at the open. It's like this big thing. It's like this monster, like, I don't want to go in and hurt myself or be embarrassed. And then and then Jana came out and said, she's like, I'm not doing it. I'm like, you say that now, Jana, but I will get you back into the open. Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but we should approach those people. Get them. I mean, I kind of felt like the one guy that I was talking to, I was kind of calling him out a lot in the moment, or at least like, come on, man, come and do it. It's fine. We'll take care of you. Like,
Yeah, I think there's probably some people who lack self-control.
Mm-hmm.
But CrossFit is a sport of like pacing. Is one of the greatest skills that you need to have, and it's the ones that don't pace are the ones that have the worst time. So that shouldn't really be a risk if we've trained appropriately and you're signed up for the right division and you're doing the right division's workout. Like, none of that stuff should really be a risk.
It's a lot of fun too.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. And you don't, I mean, what, were you the one that was like rowing with a beer in one hand that one open?
Yes. And then thrusters.
So it's like,
with a beer.
So you don't have to go ham either,
Wait, are you saying that I wasn't going ham?
Oh, absolutely. I'm saying that, yeah. In one hand on the machine.
Yeah. Acting like I was catching a fish. Yeah. Ted and I typically are not the most take things serious type of people.
Yeah. It's fun. You don't have to, because a lot of the points and the fun is not necessarily in the workout itself. It's the other stuff around it.
Was that the open? Yeah, it might have been.
That might have been the pumpkin spice competition, but stuff like that has happened in the open multiple times too.
Yeah.
Anyway, going down the list, gymnastics rings. I hope we see those because I like muscle ups. We haven't seen those in, I want to say, like 2 years in the open. Or no, maybe 2 years ago we saw it in the last workout. Probably the final too.
Yeah, because I remember we were in the old location and I was trying to do a muscle up. I think I got like 2 in or something like that. But yeah, I do remember that.
So it has to be like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember. 2019.
God, could you imagine? That's 4 years ago, Mitch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Time's slipping away on you.
This is the open.
Clear floor space?
Of 25 feet long. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is that for handstand walks?
It could be handstand walks. It could be walking lunges.
That's true.
Trying to think of what other things shuttle
bear
runs,
crawls.
Bear crawls that's usually a scale for the handstand walk.
Right. I'm trying to hit all the audience here, Mitch.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
What was the shuttle run? I would like to see that in the open.
Especially if they can have the dedicated space, 25 feet.
Well, it's in the list, so you have to have the space,
Man. That's how long one that you have in the gym, right? It's 25 feet?
Yeah, that's what I have marked permanently. Well, semi-permanently. Yeah. The climbing rope's 15 feet. has an asterisk next to it because my ceiling isn't 15 feet. So just kidding. It's an asterisk because it says it will probably be used in the quarterfinals. And honestly, if you've done quarterfinals 2 years ago, there was a workout with the rope, GHD, and pistols. I'm imagining a repeat.
Oh, coming in hot.
It was
GHD.
brutal.
Ugh.
It was brutal.
That would be such a long workout if we had to use the GHD machines.
With a
Right.
well, yeah, you can only have like 3 people go at a time.
Yeah.
I had to do extra rope climbs. That's kind of how I did it in the quarterfinal. I wasn't trying to qualify for anything, so I knew my score wouldn't really ultimately matter. But I had to do I think I did 1 or 2 extra rope climbs per round because our ceiling's 13 feet, not 15 feet.
Oh, yeah.
But I've learned I should probably have a 2-foot tape line from the top. So you hit the top, come down 2 feet, go back up 2 feet.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
It actually would be harder than a regular 15-foot rope climb.
Yeah. Man, because that's like you get 3 pulls, right? 1.
Yeah,
2.
I mean, and I could definitely do a 15-foot and 2 poles. So
yeah, at a disadvantage there. Can't you just add 2 feet to the end of your rope? Because they're just saying the ropes have to be 15 feet.
I'm certain they will clear that up when the actual.
I figured that's what the asterisk was for.
Just climbing a 5-foot rope with 10 feet dangling on the ground underneath
it. On a residential ceiling of 8 feet. The asterisk always just gives me a cold sweat anyway from like that first time out playing softball. And then, do you remember that?
Oh,
and then we won that game, and then you guys were mad, and so you were like, you're gonna give me an asterisk or an asterisk. You remember that?
Hey, you gave yourself an asterisk. I'm pretty sure.
Or maybe it was
Ted.
I think it was you two.
I mean, I get competitive, but I don't know if with that stuff I get that competitive.
Yeah, sports and things.
All right, so there's a couple ways we could do predictions for the first open. It's a little early for predictions, but
the way too early prediction.
The way too early prediction, yeah. We could do a prediction where it's not a repeat workout, or we could try to predict just what is going to be the repeat workout, if there's going to be one. There wasn't one last year.
No repeats last year?
No repeats last year. It's because now it's a 3-week open, not a 5-week open. When it was 5-week, there was every week. There was always 1 week that was repeated.
Something.
But with 3 weeks, I don't blame them. They can't always repeat, probably.
Yeah. So is this a team effort?
We can make it a team effort.
All right.
So which one are we doing though? Are we going to predict our own, or
if there wasn't a repeat last year, I bet that there's a repeat this year.
I think we should be doing a prediction of what's going to be repeated, not from scratch, because usually you want to do those predictions when you have a little more context of what's involved, and this equipment list doesn't give us really anything.
So what do we look up? Do we look up old CrossFit Open Scout? Is that how you would look for it?
I think so. I could probably
first
share my screen. Here's what I got.
You can do it already? Good.
Well, I've done this before.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's going to be in great order necessarily, but I could see the wall walk double under like a little redemption style, because I think it was so humbling for a lot of people. And now the wall walk's been introduced for a couple of years, so I could see that being repeated.
Yeah, same. I remember that workout. Katie looked at me and she goes, "Your lips are blue." I was like,
"Oh yeah,
am I gonna die?"
Yeah, might have almost died there.
Yeah.
21.2 was already a repeat, so don't see that happening again.
And they wouldn't do like a 3 or a 4 for the first workout, right? Like a 21.
The one where it's like 2 in one workout. Yeah, I don't think they would.
Yeah.
I don't think they would repeat it anyway. I could see them doing a part A, part B kind of style like that, but I don't see them repeating one like that.
20.4. Man, I actually kind of hope it's the wall walk one. You programmed that.
I'm programming
Awesome.
the shit out of that this week
So, yeah,
or this year.
I didn't want to say that because I actually enjoyed it, and I know that there was some people that weren't really fans.
Oh, there was
of
a
it.
lot of gripes for sure.
Yeah, but man,
There's a lot of people who did feel stronger about it, and they were happy with it. So,
man, I felt like I was one with the wall sometimes. Hey, ground
yeah, I don't remember. That was like a volume progression where we just did more and more every week.
Yeah. Oh man. My guess
And
is
in
going
that
to be the wall walk.
progression, I agree. I think it could be coming. With that progression, I had this intention on the tail end of it that I don't know if people really understood fully, but so at first it was just volume, like let's just do the reps. And then I capped the volume a lot lower so that you could perform in that workout, but then I put it in later in the week again, and it was supposed to be for speed, and it was a very short amount of reps, and then you rest. And I don't know if people really understood that they were really supposed to go as fast as they could for the wall walks to become more efficient with the movement.
Yeah.
Because it should have been well under, because it was like you're going to do 15 total as opposed to the 30 that you did on Tuesday. And you're going to have rest before each round. So you should be able to just smoke through the 3 that you have.
Get right through it.
And
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah.
And do 5 rounds where you smoke through 3 and then rest. But again, I think some people just went slow. So
yeah, this makes me feel like I should get back on the wall a little bit. It's been some time, right? It's been like 2 months.
Yeah, it hasn't really come up in the programming lately.
Mm-hmm. I've been practicing my handstand walks though. I got 12 feet yesterday.
Yeah, I think it'll be there for you when you need it.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Not before. Wall
Absolutely not.
Row. Yeah.
They could redo this 19.3 potentially. I don't see why they would though.
Don't they get progressively more difficult and like more skillful like as you do 21, 2, 3, and 4?
Well, sure. So I could see this being like the second week potentially, because in this workout we just did this a couple weeks ago, right? 19.3. Typically, everyone gets stopped somewhere in the strict handstand push-up because the cap is so aggressive.
Yeah.
So typically nobody's doing any handstand walking, so they don't have to worry about that extreme skill. But I don't see them doing that for the first week. Absolutely not. I also don't really like this as a repeat. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like this one as a repeat because I know what they did here. They did redundant movement into redundant movement, but yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting workout. I think people always did better than they thought they were going to do on this.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody saw the step ups and thought that was going to crush them, and everybody did it unbroken.
Yeah, just get right through it.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, the 10-minute time cap.
I'd be happy not to see 19.1 ever.
Yeah, ever. 15 minutes. Yeah.
That's my worst workout for sure.
Oh, seriously? What,
that combination
rowing and
is
wall
so
balls?
hard for me. Yeah.
You're good at rowing, aren't you?
I have good technique, but I'm still smaller and my aerobic capacity is not the greatest. So.
Gotcha. Same. I mean, the aerobic capacity part.
Like technique only takes you so far.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, it's crazy looking at these because, like, you forget how long you've been doing it. And you're like, I remember suffering through that one. We meet again. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think if there is one, though, I think it's going to be that wall walk one.
Yeah. It's like approachable. Everybody has some sort of thing that they can do in that, right? The wall walks. Didn't they fix the distance to the wall too? Or not? I say fix, but like the standard. Did they change that? Or is that just?
Well, it's based off of the height of the individual.
Oh, okay.
Where you start, where you finish is the same. It's 10 inches.
Was it? It didn't used to be though, right? So like 5 inches.
No, it was that.
Was it?
It was 10 inches, yeah. I mean, before they made the standard was always you touch your nose, chest, and thighs against the wall with your hands
Against
as
the
close
wall.
to it as possible. It was more of a technique or practice,
Yeah.
which is how
I
it
mean,
should
good workout.
largely be when it's not done for time. But
Burpee box jump overs. Let's not do 21.2.
I already said we won't,
Oh,
and
good. Did
I'm
you
kind
let
of
them
like
know?
in charge. Yeah, they know.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we'll just don't worry, folks. We will not be doing 21.2. All my listeners out there.
I think it's going to be that if there is a repeat, I think it's going to be the wall walk double under one.
Yeah, so we're on an agreement here. Agreement?
Yeah.
That's a word, right?
It is now.
It is now. Vocabulary and nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, looking at the list and looking at what could come, I think there's nothing off the table as far as the list goes. So it's really just down to what we feel is going to happen. And I feel like I've got an okay beat on these things. Not a great one, just an
Do you
okay
have an
one.
in? Do you have somebody inside?
No, absolutely not.
Consider
No,
top
it's
two?
like a. Did you play Call of Duty ever?
Once.
Oh, well, then that wouldn't be enough. So back when I would play Call of Duty, you get like the new game and you start playing the maps multiplayer, and you kind of you might be like great right out the start just because everybody else is new to the game if it was that
Mm-hmm.
release. Otherwise, you usually like if you're coming in late, you are getting your ass kicked at first, and then you learn the maps and you kind of they call it the meta in video games, kind of like
Okay.
the energy and the feel of it, the flow,
Uh-huh.
and then you start leveraging that, and so then you become
That makes sense,
really
though.
good at it. So all the little nuances and movement and things like that, you get really good
Getting
at
behind
that
duck
way.
and cover in the right spots.
I've been doing the CrossFit thing and programming and coaching for so long that I do feel like I have a little bit of that, but not to the extent that I could.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I would say if there's a repeat that I feel without being able to articulate clearly why, it's that
That one.
that wall walk and the double under one. And I think it's because overall it shook the community. And when a workout shakes the community, everybody wants a little redemption on it.
Yeah, bring it back.
Yeah.
Make it right.
And so it'd be good for the fans, it'd be good for the people, but it's still CrossFit. It's still, I don't know. You can only be so good at that stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'd actually be excited to do that workout again because I just know how terrible it was the first time through.
Yeah. I could also see them not doing that, but I still would expect to see with Adrian programming, I would expect to see some unique gymnastics components.
Mm. Is
Um,
he new?
he's new, like he programmed the Open. Well, I don't know how much he programmed last year. There was a lot of speculation around that, I think.
Uh-huh. Is he the one that leaked that one thing? Wasn't there a leak on the workout?
There was a leak, but it was like the same day leak. It wasn't like that crazy.
Yeah.
But so like Dave Castro got fired. Was that 2022 or was that 2021?
I think we've only done one workout without Castro because, yeah, I think there was only one. You Googling it?
Yeah. Oh, no, so it was 2022. He got fired 7 weeks before the last year's Open. And he's the guy who programs it.
Yeah.
So the thought is it was already programmed.
Oh. And they just rolled with it?
So probably. I mean, they've already done all the work. They probably had already recorded all the videos and, all the rules were written up around it and all that stuff. The judges course was probably already released with in mind any of those other things. So I imagine that we did basically most of what he programmed. And
weren't there people that were upset about the workouts saying, "Oh, they shouldn't have let Dave go these workouts"?
Yeah, but I mean, trolls are gonna be trolls, right?
Trolls are gonna troll.
Yeah, it was. I think all that is stupid because those
Yeah.
workouts were fantastic.
Yeah.
And I don't believe Dave Castro has the only unique ability to program well.
Yeah.
And I think that's been evident this year games. That's not obviously no shade to Dave Castro. I think he did a phenomenal job, and I really like the energy he brought to things. But whereas Adrian, I don't think brings that energy, but brings a different approach to programming, and I think that's good. It's keeping athletes on their toes. It's accelerating, kind of like shifting focus for everyone, and I think that's important. But he's got a more of an acrobatics background, whereas Dave has the military background.
Mm-hmm.
Dave was good at being pretty unpredictable, but there was years where it just felt like heavy for the sake of heavy. And I think you're going to see complex gymnastics creep its way in here with a very creative way. Or, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to speculate too much because there's a lot of weird stuff. But I think like a prediction that I've had on a movement would be the bar pullover. Which I don't know if I'm allowed to pull up.
Tell me more. What's the bar
Well,
pullover?
I was wondering if we could pull up the video of it.
I can use it in a sentence, though.
And I'll even show my my gosh, this is the one that has ads too. CrossFit one, there it is. Okay, I think how it works is you can only show like 6 seconds. So let me see if I can be good on my trigger finger here.
Oh, let's see it.
All right, this is the bar pullover. Okay. Starts from a hanging position.
Oh, yep.
All right. And I'm not sure. Scary. It's actually easier. It's easier than a muscle up, so it's more accessible. Mm-hmm. But it's a skill that if you're not really proficient with muscle ups, you will go much slower on it. So there will still be a huge separation because of the skill. Mm-hmm. So I could see them using that. I would think it would be a smaller amount of reps at a time, so you're not just doing a ton, or near the end of a workout, just seeing how many you can get through while you're tired. I could see something like that.
Can you like rep those out, like, or do you have to reset, hang from a dead hang, pull yourself up?
All of them I assume are going to have to pass through a hanging position at some point. And this is why I think it would be unique to have, because if people were to actually practice that on the level that they are good at muscle ups, then I bet you could see people figuring out how to basically just swing one right into the next and almost have this like fluid rotation of bar pullovers. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be able to do that very quickly, but I would imagine there would be some of that gymnastics skill separation. These are the people who work on gymnastics enough. Yeah. Now they can be rewarded in the open.
We've been taking Simon to ninja gymnastics, and then Charlie to gymnastics, but there's always like the older people and kids running around, and they've got the parallel bars, and I just sit there and I watch these kids. I'm like, they just did a muscle up, like that 7-year-old just did a muscle up, like unbelievable, and then flipping around like that. So it's crazy, and like totally puts it into perspective, like how bad I am at something just watching these 7-year-olds.
Yes, that's what you should be getting. That's what you should be getting out of that.
How much harder I got to hit it. It's like, go do your taxes, then come back and talk.
No, I legit think that that's been my prediction since I saw them release that video, and it was paired with them releasing a workout with bar pullovers in it.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I could find that one, but...
You want to help me do my first bar pullover next time you see me?
We've done them in the gym a couple times. I'm almost certain you've done one.
I believe I've not done one. I have tried to do one, and I think I got nervous when I started to get upside down.
Maybe.
You trying to pull up the video?
Well, no, I'm trying to pull up the workout that I saw.
Seems like we did it at the old gym, the one over off of Maple Grove.
Yeah, I don't know if we've done it at the gym where we're located now.
Yeah.
Is this it? This might be over here. Yeah, November 4th, 2022.
That was just a couple months ago. You telling us that's when it was programmed in?
It was in the main site programming.
Oh, oh, you're saying that they're starting to prep
It
people for it?
was it was an AMRAP
Uh-huh.
of 5 pullovers, 20 minutes, 5 pullovers, 20 GHD sit-ups, and a 1-minute plank hold.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't think you would see a similar structure to that, but I could see that skill being in there.
Yeah, I have to give it a go. So it's not a surprise, and I'm not doing it for the first time 5 minutes before the open workout, especially if you think it's going to be there.
They always try to include a new component, and there's so many it
Yeah,
could be. But with Adrian's background in gymnastics and acrobatics, I think we would be more likely to see a more gymnastics type new movement than we would to see a weighted new movement, which there's plenty of those.
yeah,
Like, I mean, the kettlebell, if they just include that, any of those is new to the
anywhere.
open. So
Yeah,
that's all fair game. If you do a devil's press that hasn't been in the open yet, so that would be considered introductory to the open. Um, I don't see them doing a devil's press because it's a lot of equipment needed to really run that.
the 2 dumbbells.
Yeah, I think you're trying to encourage your affiliates to participate in the open. And then you program a devil's press, and affiliate only has 2 sets of 50s.
Yeah,
You can only have 2 RX athletes at a time, male athletes
that
anyway.
makes sense.
So you bring the energy down a little bit, which makes it a little less exciting.
Yeah, that does make sense. See, this is why they call you the maestro.
They do call me
Can't believe
that.
I can't believe you're sitting back and recalling what's not been in the open workouts.
Oh, I
I
nerd
normally
out
would
on this
just
stuff every year and throughout the year. Largely, I watch a lot of the speculations around what could be programmed for the games and for all that stuff. So I would say that's like the entertaining stuff that's always on in the background at my house.
Mhm.
That Catherine's probably just super annoyed with. Um, but
I've already seen 12.2.
well, no, I'm not even really watching it most of the time. It's usually like a talk show, like Saban podcast brings
Oh
on
yeah.
other coaches and they do this
Uh-huh.
kind of like banter with each other about what could happen or what was a good workout, what wasn't a good workout. And I'm sure they'll do it again this year. And so does a lot of the other um, CrossFit channels. I guess you could say they do a lot of predictive stuff. But if I have predictions for this year, I would say I'm going to put a little bit of stake on I would put more stake on the bar pullover coming up than I would the repeat workout of the wall walk. But I think both of those are options.
Yeah. Yeah, it all sound like fun. You gonna join a team?
That's the plan.
No.
Um, is to be on one of the teams and participate. I definitely want to participate as part of the gym. I always have way more fun in the open when that's my focus. And I know I'm going to do the open, but I don't. If I'm not pulled into that, I'm going to do it and then leaderboard with the world and Idaho, and I don't want to do that. I don't
Yeah.
want to compare myself too much. I just want to go have fun with it and
Yeah.
put my best foot forward. And I get a little bit of a high on workouts where I game plan it, stick to my game plan, and it feels like it worked. Whether
That
it
makes sense.
worked, it
Yeah.
feels like it worked. Like it worked for me.
Yeah. Put some time and thought and effort and time into what you're going to be doing. Like today for the wall balls. It's like, all right, I'm gonna do 15 of them for 10
Yeah.
times. Do it.
If I wasn't sick, my game plan was to go off feel for the unbroken first set with the
Uh-huh.
kind of tentative mindset of being like, go well before you're tired, but like aiming for around 30 right off the break.
Uh-huh.
And then doing just quick tens.
That's all the way
That
through.
was, yeah, because I know I need to preserve myself for the muscle up.
So how long would you break? Because I think that's a question that I would like to ask.
Okay,
You
so
always hear like, all right, you're gonna wait a minute, and you find out that you've waited a minute, which is way too long.
for
But
the
like, how do you
listeners,
figure it out?
let's talk about the specifics here. So this was a open repeat. Which one was it? 16.4 or something like that?
I don't remember. I can look it up. Anyway, I'll look it up while
Um,
you're.
it was 150 wall ball. It was 12-minute AMRAP, 150 wall balls, 90
12.4.
double
Sorry.
unders, 12.4. 90 double unders and 30 ring muscle ups. 12-minute AMRAP, if I didn't already say that. So it's chipper style. You don't get to separate the movements or anything like that. So you just kind of roll through it. And so basically having Karen front loaded, you should know your Karen time if you're going to game plan this workout, have a strategy. But I would actually add to that time because you're trying to preserve yourself to push near the end of that workout too. So you don't want to PR your Karen if you have a good Karen. You don't want to PR your Karen and then go into more work right away. Because if you've ever done Karen, it's not something you can really live after, right? So that was kind of like my intent anyway. So when I say do quick 10s, it's obviously you do 10 wall balls, you make every rep count, you let the ball drop from the top on the last rep, and you don't step away from the wall or you systematically step away. So your rest time is one step back with your left, meet it with your right, one step forward, meet it with your right, pick up the ball and move.
Oof.
So that
Is that even
keeps you
considered a break?
from well, no, but I'm picking a number that is like, of threshold, maybe like see if I could do like 70 unbroken wall balls, then that's, a seventh of that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the idea anyway, is I'm staying under that burnout. And I'm keeping lactic acid from building as I'm going through that workout. So essentially that would be why that game plan works. And you're right though, because if you don't have a strategy with rest, you are going to rest way longer than you think you are. So typically you do need a strategy. And I use movement as a strategy. I don't use breathing, but you can also clock watch if it's convenient.
Yeah. Then you can
But
really
I
see
tend
how
to
much
use
time is falling
movement.
away. That's a good
Yeah, I
point.
tend to use
I've never
movement
done
because
that.
it's more rhythmic and because then you're not dependent on a clock. And if you were to be caught, if you were a high level athlete, let's say, and you were caught in a competition where you can't see the clock, you could still stay in your rhythm.
No. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So that would have been my
Step back.
intention. And then, I probably would have broke the double unders on purpose just to keep my heart rate down. Even though 90 I could do unbroken typically, I would have just wanted to keep my heart rate down a little bit and keep my grip as fresh as possible for doing large sets of muscle ups.
Did you in two? Just break it in two?
The double
The double
unders?
unders. Yeah.
Yeah, probably two. I can't see me doing less than 40 really, so I'd probably go to 45, 45. And then I would go, I'd try to hit 6 ring muscle ups right out the gate and then see if I could really hold on to 6.
Yeah.
That's where the workout would really cripple me, I think, when you get to the ring muscle ups, obviously.
So wait, you didn't do it today, right? Because you're not feeling well?
Yeah, I really wanted to do it because we don't do ring muscle ups a ton, and I feel like I need that exposure. But the sickness has been progressing, and I've been working out through it, so I'm going to be done working out through it and see if I can switch it. Plus, I had a really busy day, so my one opportunity to work out was 6 a.m. Really hard to go at 6 a.m. when you're also feeling like complete garbage after sleeping like 9 hours.
That's all right. You can always just do it sometime later down the road.
Yeah, that's what Katie said, and I was like, yeah, but then there will be other workouts that I want to just do too. So
it is Katie or Catherine?
You're Katie. I don't call her Catherine Katie.
That's a whole thing. It's a whole other podcast, folks.
Yeah, both our wives' names are Catherine legally.
Yeah.
So
Catherine goes by Katie, mine, but I call her Catherine, and that catches Catherine off guard.
Yeah, so it gets confusing for Jeff anyway.
Yeah, just for me. I'm trying to be respectful and use people's actual names, and not condom names.
Yeah, I can't keep those straight. The condiments actually confuse me more.
Easy enough.
Anyway, that's hopefully that was useful if somebody's looking for useful things. I'm trying to think of if there's been any CrossFit news released in the past week or just funny things from CrossFit that have come out. I think one of the funniest things I've seen is the video of Tia Toomey rowing and doing a bike, and she's super pregnant, and she has a six pack,
No.
like
Yeah.
over her pregnant belly. It was like made into a meme. It was like that moment I realized Tia Toomey's pregnant abs are still better than my non-pregnant abs.
Same.
Yeah.
I have to look that up. That's pretty good. Dang, the baby's probably inside going, why am I in this small studio apartment? There's no room for anything in here.
I mean, she looks good. She's doing all the things right, I think.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't work out enough when they get pregnant, and she's obviously not doing that. But
Yeah.
there was also, I've seen some memes like where she's like squatting more than men squat pregnant. And it's like, yeah, I mean, her capacity is so much higher than most people. So,
Yeah. Jeez, that back squat too. I like this week too with like all the benchmark stuff that came up.
oh, yeah, we did all 1 rep maxes this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beginning of an 8-week cycle. It'll finish with maxes again. I personally am not a huge fan of the timing of it though,
Like the 12 minutes?
because no,
Or
not
right
that.
before the open?
The 1 rep maxes of squat, bench, and deadlift, because I don't know how applicable they are to open style movement.
Hmm.
And I mean, they're all applicable, obviously, but like it's when you only work out an hour a day, you're taking away time you could be refining your snatch. And I think you're more likely to need that in both conditioning settings and 1 rep max settings than just getting a heavier deadlift is worth.
Yeah.
Potentially. In these last few weeks, anyway.
It was fun watching people hit their PRs at least, though.
Yeah, no, it's
real jacked up.
I'm not a huge fan of the timing as far as like how close it is to the open, but I am a huge fan of going back to the basics, especially because I feel like we did a lot of basics this year. So we've spent a lot of time and earned the PRs that we were getting, even though the foundation was laid back in August for us.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that happened, and I'm sure nobody's crediting a foundation being laid way back then.
Yeah.
We haven't been back squatting, and a lot of PRs on the back squat. So
yeah,
I would argue that the foundation had to have played a role in that, and then also all the other phases of training. So
yeah, and I couldn't even remember what my back squat PR or 1 rep max was. It was good to at least do this one. I don't know that I never entered it in, so it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a fun week. I'm trying to think of any other CrossFit news. I don't have anything else that I can think of.
Save it for next week.
All right. I guess if you end up watching this, like, comment, subscribe, right? That's what we're supposed to say?
That's right.
You got your checklist?
Yeah,
like, comment, subscribe.
Hit all the boxes.
And then I haven't done it yet, but hopefully we can get this uploaded to like Spotify and Apple and all that stuff.
Yeah, heck yeah. Or you can even drop down questions too, things that you want us to talk about on the next one.
Yeah. If you got any questions about CrossFit training and maybe even just jokes or things you want me to bring up, I'm down. I'm probably always going to relate it to fitness in some way. Nutrition, we haven't talked at all about that, but that would be huge. Maybe that first week of the Open is when the Bod Squad 6-week challenge ends. Maybe we'll talk about all the results there.
Yeah, cool.
Because we've seen a lot already and we're only halfway through, so that's pretty cool. So
good stuff, man.
Next time. All right, see you guys. Probably won't see you till that week because I'm out for a couple weeks.
Enjoy your cruise.
It'll be the Friday after the first workout already released, so it's a good thing we did the prediction.
Hey-o. Yeah, well, now we're stuck with it. Remember what it was. It was wall walks and double unders. Was it 21?
Yeah, was it 20? Was it 20.1? It was 20.1.
It was 21.1.
It might be.
It might be.
21.1. You're right.
If only somebody. There has to be a winner and a loser in every situation, Mitch. And I'm happy to be that guy.
Either way.
Either way. Nice.
All right.
All right, Mitch.
Have fun.
Nice job.